Yo, what's up everybody? SloMoBackSlap back at you with another video. And this time I'm going to do things a little differently. This is going to be my very quick, very short impressions on the Bleeding Edge Technical Alpha. And the reason why you're not seeing any gameplay from that is that I'm under NDA, can't do any game footage, can't show any video of the game. All I can do is talk about my impressions of the game, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to break NDA or anything like that. And again, these are just my impressions. This isn't a review of the game. The game's not even out yet. How can I do a review? Come on. This is just impressions of how I felt about my 90 minutes of playing the game tonight. And you know, it was all right. It's not a bad game. This is a game that's going to be people who gravitate to arena PvP games like Overwatch. They're going to like this game. People who gravitate to games like League of Legends, where you get into a party of people, you need strategy and communication, they're going to like this kind of game. It has that element of strategy due to the objectives that you have in the matches. So you'll have, like for example, you'll have an objective where you need to collect power cores, and you need to have those certain amount of power cores in order to get an advantage over the other team. And this is all 4v4 as far as I played. Another objective is control points, which you see in a lot of PvP matches, games like Overwatch. You see that, and the Division has that, control points, Destiny. So yeah, that's how that works. If you're playing with randoms, you're probably going to have a bad time. It's a mixed bag with randoms on how well the communication is going to be, and if the communication is going to work out for you or not. And typically it didn't for me, because I was playing by myself with 3 other randoms, and I really went through some funny issues with some people complaining, and the ones that will actually speak, actually just whining and complaining about not getting help and not getting heals. You know, the typical stuff you get from these kind of games. And one aspect of it I will say for certain is that for a technical alpha, this game is pretty stable, pretty solid. I didn't have any issues, really. Like, I had two issues total. One issue was I was attacking an enemy and he disappeared and reappeared a short distance away. That's something you typically see in PvP games that are already released. Not that big a deal. Another one is that I got thrown into a match that was ending. That's not that big a deal either. That happens, and again, like in most PvP games, I didn't have any crashes. I didn't have to crash back to home. None of those issues that I anticipated would happen with a technical alpha, and it's okay if that happens in a technical alpha. It's they're trying to get the bugs out. This is what the role of people playing the game is supposed to be, but I didn't get any of that. So I was pretty impressed with how stable the game is. The matches didn't take very long to get into. At 15 seconds after I hit the button to get into a match, tops 15 seconds. It's pretty damn good. The music is lit. I mean, really good music. I was pretty shocked by how good the music was. It's got that electronic techno feel to it. It really fits the art direction of the characters, which I still don't really like that much, but it is what it is. But yeah, the music was pretty daggone good. I was shocked. I actually spent 5 minutes just listening to a track off the soundtrack for the game in the main menu. That's how good it was. But to get to some of my criticisms with it, character movement. Character movement is way too slow for how big the maps are. These are really big maps. Not huge like open world big, but big maps for PvP. And they're really open spaces, but your characters move really slow. Even though it's 60 frames per second, your character movement isn't that great. And even though they give you the option, if you hold down the right the right directional pad, you can for 3 seconds you'll pull up a hoverboard that you can use to move faster. But it doesn't even move that much faster than just your typical character movement. It's really frustrating trying to get from one side of the map to another when your character doesn't move that fast. See, what else? I did say one thing I will say about the maps is one map is pretty cool where you get like these launch pads, these 3 launch pads from your staging area whenever you respawn, and it launches you into the map. I thought that map was pretty decent. The other one I was in, I just really didn't like that map at all. I did like the fact that it had one of the maps had this environmental hazard of these trains that would come in through the map every now and then, and if you got hit with the train, you're instantly killed. So that's something that you had to be aware of. You could also attack enemies and knock them into the train. It was pretty cool. The characters, again, I wasn't really feeling them. They're all very, very different. Again, this is like Overwatch, where each character is completely different than another character. Has different play style, different skills and abilities, different strengths and weaknesses. And the only 2 that I really gravitated to was an assassin named Damon and a heavy enemy named El Bastard. Those 2 I really enjoyed playing with, but the other ones that I tried, I wasn't really feeling it. And it just really, I think that really just comes down to the fact that this isn't my kind of game. The whole Overwatch stuff is like this. I played Overwatch for maybe 6 months, and then I got tired of it. And I think if you like those kind of games, then you're gonna like this game a lot when it eventually comes out. It's gonna have its own take on it because it's mostly melee combat with a little bit of shooting in it. But it's if you're not into just all PvP and using PvP strategy, you're probably not really going to be into this one. But those are my impressions. I think the game will fit the demographic that it's shooting for, and so far so good for it. It's just not for me, unfortunately. But yeah, those are my impressions. Let me know down in the comment section below how you feel about that, how you feel about the game, whether you're interested in it or not. Hit the like button or the dislike button, however you choose. Hit the subscribe button too if you like my content, and take care.